Well, thank you as well for being here, and I'm sorry we have to be here today on such an occasion. It breaks my heart as well to see what's happening across Chicago, and especially what happened near here last night. Those affected by the senseless shootings in Washington Park, Garfield Park, and the families of the more than 500 people that have been killed in Chicago this year, I want you to know that I am fighting to end this bloodshed. I have some questions, and they're simple. Do J.B. Pritzker, Lori Lightfoot, and Kim Foxx, do they even care? Lori's answer last night was to point out Chicago's pretty buildings. There were 2 massive shootings in Chicago last night. 19 people were shot. At least 3 were killed. 30 bullet casings were actually swept up in the street just near where we stand here. How many people need to be shot before Lori Lightfoot, J.B. Pritzker, and Kim Foxx do something? There's no evidence that the 3 musketeers of crime, chaos, and dysfunction even care. Why aren't they here today? Lori's answer is to recommend scenic boat tours. J.B., you with your soft hands and your Gold Coast sensibilities, come here today and take a look at the suffering that you are causing to the ordinary people of this area. J.B., how many more black families have to mourn before you recognize that black lives really do matter? How many parents need to pick out caskets when they should be picking out clothes for school? Friends, it doesn't have to be this way. How many times do I have to say this? My message to the 3 musketeers of crime, chaos, and dysfunction is very simple. Do your jobs. Kim Foxx, prosecute the violent criminals. I'll bet the people who shot up this place last night had been arrested before. Get them off the streets. Lori Lightfoot, you talk about the opportunity that you enjoyed in Chicago. Where's the opportunity in Washington Park and Garfield Park? You have any idea? You destroyed that opportunity when you made those places fire-free zones, when you denigrated law enforcement and you handcuffed your own police. J.B. Pritzker, being governor means showing up, rolling up your sleeves and working to ensure that things get better. Where in the heck are you at? Do you have any idea what's going on in your state? Someone who loves Illinois wouldn't have sat idly on their hands while 27 veterans died in LaSalle. Someone who loves Illinois wouldn't remain silent as their director of Department of Children and Family Services has been held in contempt of court 12 times while children and workers are neglected and dying. Someone who loves Illinois wouldn't try to paint a rosy picture while more than 500 people have been murdered in Chicago, mainly in these black and minority communities. Where are you at? J.B., your administration is absolutely incompetent. Our greatest city is a crime-ridden hellhole, and you don't care. Where are you at? As Stephanie said, J.B. Pritzker doesn't care about the safety and success of these minority communities in Illinois. She said that J.B. Pritzker doesn't care about people like her. And you know what? She's right. The vast majority of shooting victims, and 4 out of 5 of the people murdered in Chicago, they're black. That shouldn't be. J.B. and his cohorts, Lori Lightfoot and Kim Foxx, they seem to think that all that black suffering is just fine. And it is much worse today than when they took charge. Make sure we understand that. The 3 musketeers of crime, chaos, and dysfunction care more about making life easier for criminals than their number one responsibility, keeping honest residents safe. Stephanie and I love all of Illinois, and we're committed to addressing crime in every neighborhood and bringing businesses back to Washington Park, Garfield Park, and all over Illinois. The gunfire, the murders, the mayhem in Chicago doesn't have to be the norm. It's time for a change, And that only happens when we fire J.B. Pritzker. It's that simple. J.B. Pritzker, where are you at?